Welcome to Rooster Radio, a broadcast dedicated to supporting and promoting local artists in the Gaston County and surrounding areas.
You got a guy like Elon Musk who, like, say whatever you want about the guy, but the guy is one of the most brilliant people on the planet, and he's figuring out how to make space travel work. Mm-hmm. That might be a necessary thing for us to survive as a species in 1,000 years from now.
I hate him too.
And the guy's laying the foundation
this
for
is
it.
just the plot of WALL-E.
And now people are fucking setting fire to Teslas because he backs Trump. Like, you gotta separate that stuff. You know what I mean? What?
This is just the plot of WALL-E.
Yeah. Well,
I'm listening to y'all talking, and I'm like, WALL-E.
Science fiction, writers, authors, directors, they've done a really good job of trying to portray like a possible future for us if we don't change our ways.
Idiocracy is supposed to be a prequel to WALL-E.
I was just trying not to laugh about WALL-E. Oh my God. I have to get it out. Oh my God. That's so fucking funny. Dude, do you know the little cleaning robot on WALL-E? What's his name? Mo. Mm-hmm. Mo. It means M-O. It's his M-O, to clean everything. And my brother named his 3D printer Mo, because it's always going...
Making the little noise.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the world.
No, we're good.
This
This is a great time to introduce our guest today. So I want you to look at that camera right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Mariah Van Kleef. I have a hard time saying that for some reason. I don't know why. Because I keep wanting to say Van Fleek.
It rhymes with queef. That's what it is.
She said it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Nice. All right, so Mariah's here because some of you may already know that Mariah is stepping in to split duties with Jade Moore, hosting our singer-songwriter Open Mic on Wednesday nights. I, for one, am very, very excited to bring in some new energy. It's given Jade a break. We've been doing it every Wednesday since we opened our doors, and Jade joined us about a year and a half ago, and it's been every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And she came to me a while back and was like, I think I need to mix things up a little bit. I'm like, great, but she didn't make it my responsibility. She went out and got Mariah and brought her here. And first of all, thank you so much, Jade, for making that easy for me. Yeah. And second of all, thank you for being willing to step in.
Yeah.
Mariah came to the first time you came here. You got up there and performed, and I was like, okay, I see what's going on. You got a great vibe. It's different energy in the room, and it brings a different kind of nuance to the things we do on Open Mic. So first of all, thank you. Second of all, look at that camera right there and introduce yourself. And what do people need to know about Mariah Van Kleef?
Hello, I'm Mariah Van Kleef. That's my band name. The band, that's our official name. No, it's not. I have to speak very close in the microphone. Yeah, that was just chance when I showed up to Rooster that night. Yeah, we were just I was like, I need a beer. I'm so mad. And I was like, where are we going to go? And we were looking at what was open. And I was like, we could check out the Rooster. I think Jade's going to be there tonight. And I've been meaning to check her out because I did not know. I did not know what mammoth her talent is, because the internet doesn't always convey everything. When you're in front of somebody in person and you feel their energy, that really is more potent.
Yeah. It's like taking a picture of some exotic place and then going back to look at the picture later, and it's like, no, that's not what I saw.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with listening or seeing music online and stuff. But there's no question Jade is a beast.
A beast.
Yeah, but so are you.
Thank you.
You got up there and just, you in 30 seconds, you had everyone in this building in the palm of your hand.
Everybody got quiet when you
sang. Yeah, it got real quiet when you went up. And that's a powerful thing. How long have you been doing this?
since I can remember, I've been trying to be this in the mirror, you know?
Okay, so
Like,
at a
as a
young
little
age,
girl.
you fell in love with, you got the bug.
Yeah, my mom was a jazz singer in Holland, and my sister was a singer too. And I just learned that it was an important thing. And, you know, society loves it. Society loves that. So I was just like, I love that and I want to do that. I got a guitar when I was 10 and was kind of unteachable. I had a couple lessons, and I think I've told this story so many times it kind of makes me bored. But like my guitar teacher had, he was missing this finger, so he would adjust the chords. So yeah, he taught me Margaritaville and Hotel California, and I was like, okay, I've got it from here. And then I moved on by myself and taught myself the rest of everything that I know. And I like that. And I've had a lot of people tell me, like, don't get trained. Like, please don't get trained. Not on the guitar, because that can be helpful, but vocally, because when you train your voice, it becomes more homogenous. It becomes almost like someone else's voice. It can become brilliant, but you can lose like your je ne sais quoi. Even the way that I play with my hands indicates that I'm untrained, and I'm fine with that. Like, I always have this little fake nail that I play with. When I was younger, it was like my real strong nail, but it just got too weak my nails themselves are strong, but this one got worn out from playing. But yeah, I have my own little way and my own little intricacies. And I know you said I was a jazz singer. That's the first time anyone's called me a jazz singer. That was kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
That was the
energy I
first-
got when
yeah.
you came in the first time. I was like, wow, because we don't see it a lot either.
Yeah.
So immediately I was like, oh, wow, she's a jazz singer. And you just said your mom was a jazz singer.
She was, yeah.
She must be proud because, you have an amazing voice. Like don't sell yourself short. You might be quirky and you might have like a unique take on things, but the talent is pretty remarkable.
Thank you. Yeah, and I do country and stuff. You'll see. Like I have very many hats. I was actually thinking about putting on different hats for different styles.
Different weeks.
Yeah, I do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited, and I really love how quickly this has lit me up to do this with y'all.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
It's a relaxed atmosphere. It's got like a family vibe. No one's trying really hard to be something that they are not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a kind of like a breath of fresh air. And that's a big reason that I wanted to help, like symbiotically promote it, because it's a good thing. And it does, like you said, earlier you were saying it's kind of a part of Charlotte's community. Mm-hmm. It should be.
I think more and more, the more time that goes by, I think the more people are kind of accepting us as part of the Charlotte scene, Charlotte market. And that's fine. We're a suburb of Charlotte. You go to Boston, there's like 15 different towns around Boston that are basically Boston. It's no different here.
Eventually it'll be like that.
Yeah. And all the development and everything's coming this way. But I appreciate what you said about the open mic, because that was really the goal from day one, was to be like this safe space. When I say the word safe space, people, some people cringe when they hear that word. Right. And it's got nothing to do with politics. It's got everything to do with, it's a safe space for art. Yeah. It's like you can
You're
come in
welcome and
here
you're
and
accepted.
you can go up
Feels
and
like
do
that.
whatever it is you do. If you're a stand-up comic and or you want to be a stand-up comic and you want to know what it feels like to get in front of 15 to 50 people on a Wednesday night and try to tell jokes, you can do that here. If if you like doing slam poetry and there's nowhere to do that outside of the street, come here and do it.
Right.
If
to refine your art.
Yeah, this is a place to get better.
To work out your kinks in front of people. Like if you're nervous about getting on stage, like we've seen so many people that like got up there and shook, and now they're playing out and doing things.
It's part of the process. I shook.
Just watching people grow on the stage.
Yeah.
They may not have the best talent when they start, but there's so many other talented artists in here that they get pointers and they just grow and get better.
Yeah, I mean, we watch
I
people
love
get
watch
better
that.
and better every single week. You know, sometimes it's incremental. Sometimes you see big jumps.
Yeah.
You know, and usually those are the people that are going home and doing it every single day for hours a day, and you can tell that they're putting in work. And that's and what's great about having you and Jade being a part of it is that you guys are professionals. You guys do have a career in music. So younger, less experienced artists have somebody to talk to and bounce ideas off of and say, what did you think of that? What can I do better? And Jade has never backed away from saying, well, this would help.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
some
not even
peop-
musically all the time, even like business wise.
Yeah,
you know,
and
all
business
of it.
wise as well. And that's the environment we want to foster here. And then when I say the word safe space, that's what I mean by that. It's a safe
Love
space
that.
for artists. You know.
And it's such a privilege to play here on this stage with the sound guy, the quality of the stage, not having to trip over things. Everything's just really streamlined working with y'all. I got so excited when I saw the spreadsheet. When I was just like, oh, fuck. These people have it together.
Well, see, and
spreadsheets.
you know what? That's and,
What do you
and
think
that's a
about that?
result. Well, that's a result of listening to people, right? Like we've heard people come in and talk about their experiences at other open mics. You know, there's other open mics that are very, very structured, and there's open mics I've heard that play favorites. And this and that, because at first we would put a sheet out with times, with the 15-minute increments, and people were cherry picking their times. And after a while, it became pretty obvious to me, like, this isn't exactly fair to the artists, but more importantly, it's not fair to the people that are here trying to have a good time.
Right. And also,
Right.
people get off
So,
of work at
yeah,
8
people-
o'clock and get here at 9.
Yeah.
And somebody's been here at 6 and they picked all the best spots, you know?
Yeah.
Or,
So the idea was we stripped the times away and we just put a sign-up sheet out. And so those of you listening, this is how our open mic works. The host is going to talk to you and find out what it is you do, and then the host is putting together basically a show for the night.
yeah.
Based
what
on
flows
we-
from
yeah,
this to that.
Yeah,
and-
based
yeah.
on what we have signed up that night, you know, we try to start out with like solo acoustic stuff. And like if you're coming here and your band is trying to work out a few songs on stage, you're going to go later in the night because we're going to build up to that energy. Like, you know, we've had a band, like a heavy metal band, play 3 songs, and then next up is Dave with his acoustic guitar. That's, I mean, that's a real energy. Like, it kind of fucks with you a little bit, you know? So now we have like the structure to our open mic where we're kind of putting a show together for everybody, and it's been so much better that way.
Thank goodness. I love that you're thinking about the flow of that. Thank goodness people have that expectation when they come to an open mic that it's going to be like, but I love that you're trying to streamline even that. And back to what you said about it can ruin the time when people are cherry picking exactly what they want. The egos run rampant at open mics because people feel scared. I know. I do. I am that. I go to an open mic and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not in control. You don't know who I am. You don't know like what I can do. And it can lead to chaos very quickly. So I love y'all's system. It's so good.
Yeah, and now you're a part of it.
Yay! I'm part of the system.
And it's probably not finished yet. It's probably going to go through some changes.
Yeah, well, and things evolve. Things
Yep.
evolve. You know, who knows? You know, 9 months from now, people may have a different appetite for stuff. You know, you never know. We may end up. You know, we've got artists that we see pretty much every week or every other week or once a month, and then we got people that we'll see every couple of months, and then that changes as you know younger people like Travis Rainwater. He just started coming a few months ago. He's this real quiet guy. But he's got the voice. He's got this incredible angelic voice, you know, and like he's just this real soft-spoken young guy that just showed up a couple times and didn't go up, and then finally decided I'm going to go up. You know, he took the time to get comfortable, and we're going to continue to see that. And as different personalities and different sounds come through here every week, it's something different. That's what I tell people all the time. Wednesday's my favorite night of the week here because you never know what's going to happen on that
He
stage.
hates giving up Wednesday nights for anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's literally the lifeblood of what this place is about. Is our open mic night.
Wow.
Well,
That's unique.
Yeah,
Well,
we've talked about it on the
right?
podcast before about how like there's been like solo acts that have come in, played, you know, here for a couple months, somehow made cliques and got together, and now there's full bands formed
Yeah.
out of the solo acts that
Yeah,
were up here.
bands
Creating
will form.
culture.
Yep.
Bam.
Yeah, and it also gives us an opportunity to find openers for other shows. You know, we
Yeah.
might book a show and like, well, we want to put another act on this band, and it's like, well, I have the perfect person because
Yeah.
this person's been coming in on Wednesdays and their sound is perfect for this show, and you know,
And it's good for advertisement
Yeah.
too. Like if there's not huge bands coming in, we say come on a Wednesday night and just play your 3 songs and be like, hey, we're going to be here whatever date.
Yeah.
So it's good advertisement. For
Yeah,
that
there's
too.
a couple that did have just shown up like a couple times, and we were all just like, "What?" And then it's, "Hey, that band would be really good on this bill that's coming up. Let me see if we can get them in there." And a lot of times it's like they're still in high school.
Let me ask my mom.
Yeah.
Usually the moms are all like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your experience becoming an artist. I mean, I don't know how much of your life you're comfortable talking about, so let's keep it within the realm of music. How old were you when you started? Like when you got your first gig, your first paying gig? Like start there and like kind of tell me how things
15 or
evolved.
16. I don't know if I got it. My boyfriend was like 4 years older than me, and he had a paid gig, and they let me open with like 3 songs.
So your boyfriend was in a band.
Yeah, it was like a shitty cover band.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nice.
He knows. He knows now. Yeah. So I did 3 songs like that, and my voice was so quiet, and I was shaking, and I was just like, I did like Ray LaMontagne, Green Eyes by Coldplay. Yeah, maybe two Ray songs and Green Eyes by Coldplay, and you couldn't really hear me, and then I was so traumatized from that I didn't perform again until I was 19.
Oh wow, that's
That's big.
But did you keep playing like at home?
Oh
and stuff,
yeah,
or-
yeah. I would play for all my friends, and like his fraternity, they'd always get me to play, and they were like, if you were old enough, you'd be our Rose. They had fraternities choose their like little favorite girl or something.
I don't know anything about that world. Sorry.
You get to be on a plaque with like a bunch of like bros. It like
okay.
looks like a yearbook photo, like whatever. But yeah, that made me very happy and proud. And so I got more comfortable performing honestly to them. And I lived in Clemson for a little while because I was following that boyfriend. And then I moved back to York to follow some other guy around. And I had always dreamed, it was in my diaries, growing up, like I would go to the Garden Cafe in York, South Carolina, and see Ansel Couch playing, and I'd be like, I want to be him. That's exactly what I want to do. Like my life will be made if I become him and I get to play here. That's all I need to do. And they said no the first time. They were like, you're gonna need 3 hours. I was like, I can do it. I can play for 3 hours. I have an Adderall prescription. I can play for probably 4 hours. I don't take Adderall anymore. That was a really fun 7 years of almost having heart attacks. Props to Adderall for me, getting my 10,000 hours in for my mastery of guitar, because I was just, that's what I used to do that.
Mariah Van Kleef, brought to you by Adderall.
Legal.
Hey,
drugs.
look, I mean, what you're saying is the drug worked, right?
Oh, yeah.
It did the job it set out to do.
Roll it, pop it, snort it, stick it in a stew.
Oh, Jesus. So you took it there.
Sorry.
I'm just glad somebody else is taking it too
No.
far this time. It's not
Drugs
me.
are bad.
Okay. All right, so we have fun here. So you're 19 and you're doing the fraternity stuff. You're trying to get this gig. You move back home. You're trying to get this gig at the cafe. How do you finally get in there?
Thank you for circling me back.
Yeah.
So they said no, but they said that I could waitress. So I was like, okay.
That's not the same
That's
thing.
different.
That's
This is
different.
not what I
I'll
asked.
play your game. No, just kidding. I applied for both. I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
I was like, I just need money, And I loved waitressing there. Actually, it was really hard because I had to learn social skills, and I had never been expected to have discipline in my life up to that point.
Were you a free
I never
range
worked
kid?
a day in my life. Huh?
Were you a free range kid growing up?
Yeah, free range. Yeah, yeah. So I had zero skills, and waitressing and food service is a skill and a talent. And I learned very quickly how hard it can be. Yeah, so I figured it out. I cried a lot. I figured it out. Some people thought I was great. Yeah, so then one day, I think I was waitressing for 6 months or something, and one of the musicians had to cancel. And Teresa, my second mother over there, she was like, hey, do you want to play on Saturday? Like, so casually. And I was like, you're not messing with me? You're not messing with me? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? I was like, yes, let's go. And I was so divinely ready for that. I was underaged, so I coordinated drinking myself off the premises, before arriving, very clutch, very, very.
Just trying to work the nerves out.
Oh yeah, I had to sit down. I was gonna stand up, but those little legs were rocking. I was like, and the wine helped, and I remember hearing people say, "Oh my God, she's adorable. She's so cute," and I was like, "That's a good sign." All right, all right. That was the people don't realize how much you can hear in certain settings.
That's for sure.
Her French is awful. I was like, okay, I won't sing that song anymore. Thank you for the feedback, Queen. Thank you. Yeah. So they asked, after that first show, they invited me to come back every week for 7.5 years.
Oh shit!
Wow. That's incredible.
Thank you.
They told you no, and you're like, all right, well, I'll take the waitress job, and you hung in there. And
Just being an opportunist,
Yes.
waiting for the moment to jump
that's
in.
wild, man.
Thank
That's
you.
so cool.
Thank you.
So, all right, so for 7 years, you're playing weekly there.
Yeah.
At what point do you decide to take the show on the road and start did anyone have to teach you how to get gigs? How did you find yourself all over Charlotte like you are now?
They come to me.
Okay.
I'm not very effective at asking people. I don't know. It's not my MO. My strategy is to hang a beehive and let it drip with honey and let the bees come.
Right on.
I advertise what I do. People heard about me through word of mouth. I was the only woman that could do what I could do. A woman at that age that could do what I was doing in that area code. So very quickly,
So
do you want to
word
do this?
spread, and it was you got to get this girl in here and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this, because I asked Jade the same thing when we interviewed her on the podcast. Being a female in this business, in this world, how have you managed how have you managed people treating you
Thank you
just
so
a
much for
girl?
asking.
Yeah. I'm struggling to find the right way to say it, but
No, you did it well.
being a woman in this business, you're subjecting yourself to a lot of not just criticism, but being treated certain ways, that kind of thing. So, was that a skill that you just instinctually possessed, or did you have to develop that? Talk a little bit about that.
In the beginning, it came to my attention via the staff at the Garden Cafe that several people felt that the only reason I was allowed to perform was because of how I looked.
Not realizing that you had been rejected,
Or that I had talent, because I had just as much talent then as I have now. In some ways I was better because I was Adderall. Yeah, I was killing it, and people. What's sad is primarily other women hated me for it, and that's not foreign to me. I've been hated my whole life by people that should have loved me for being cute or feminine or small, and it's heartbreaking, honestly. I wore huge clothes for a long time when I was performing.
Tried to kind of downplay.
For years, I wouldn't play anything form-fitting. And my stepdad was like, please, wear something that shows your figure. And I was like, no. And then eventually I got so fucking mad that I was like, this is mine. This is mine. And I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. And fuck you for trying to shame me for it. Like, I can't win. And now this is a pistol. And I'm going to wield it however I want to.
Good for you.
When I want to.
Good for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times people see a very attractive person that's talented and forget about the talent part.
They do.
Like you didn't just you were blessed with with good looks, but you had to learn how to sing and play guitar and get good at it and be better than most, and that's why you're in demand.
Right.
The look is you
can be a full package.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being pretty. Like I know, trust me.
That's the other thing too. Is like I'm not that level of. I mean, I'm cute, but I'm not that level of like too cute to function or something. But people look at me and they're like, "That's privilege shaped."
Well, the real tragedy is when you see a very attractive person that can't get their shit together. Yeah. That's the real tragedy.
Yeah.
It
can be stunting because people don't treat you like a real. Not me. Those women aren't, I think, treated
people have
the way other people are treated. So they're babied more. So then they don't.
And they struggle with boundaries, like being able to set their boundaries. It's real hard to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, men and women both. Men and women are both guilty of like just you're blessed with great looks and you just kind of coast.
Yeah.
You kind of coast, and then you never do anything great or anything that matters.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And in some regards, you got to have more respect for very attractive people that are very successful because it's a very competitive world, and there's millions of other pretty girls out there. I mean, go to Nashville,
right,
and throw a rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you throw a rock anywhere in Nashville, you're going to hit some hot blonde that can sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to set yourself apart, and people are really quick to discount or to not think about that part.
Well, what's that saying, like with Keith Richards and all this stuff, where music was better when the artists were ugly?
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. It really is. I hate that everyone has the same face now. Like all the famous people are like Botoxing their face to look the same. Yeah. It's so dumb, and they even sound the same. Like I want errors. I want quirks. I want to see people mess up and handle it well.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of people act like just the perfection that the.
Yeah, I've talked about that a lot on the podcast about how annoyed I get with like social media personalities. Hey guys, like the whole, it's like back when I was younger, it was the radio voice. Hey everybody, like now. It's so fucking annoying, but for some reason it just keeps happening, and people keep consuming that.
I don't know. We seem to get more views on the stuff that I keep the fuck ups.
Yeah, people
like a train wreck.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like you. I want to know who you are. Like I'm big on connection. Like that's why we do this podcast.
Yeah.
The reason I do this is because I want the people who are willing to watch and listen to it to feel a deeper connection to the things we do here and the people that play here. I want people to get to know the artist because if you do, it's no different than your favorite comedian's podcast. You're listening to his podcast, whoever it is, and you go see him live. You feel like you know that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have an emotional connection.
Absolutely.
And that's I'm big on that. I want to know your story, and that's why I get so annoyed with the fake shit online because it's so clear you're not being yourself.
Right.
Like you're playing a character.
I want to get to know your weird, your awkwardness. Show me all of that. I want that.
I hate when people are performing in a fake way on social media, and you can tell that they don't even believe themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're cheerleading. You're like, go team. What's the score? I don't care. This,
Yeah.
I know because I was a cheerleader. So that's how I got most of my concussions. I was a flyer. I was very small growing up, and then I spurted.
Well, with your social media, so we've recently gotten to know each other a little bit. So I've recently started following you, and I do appreciate like you you put effort into the stuff you post to promote stuff.
It's my job.
Yeah, well, the one I saw day before yesterday where the camera come up and you were wearing the mask, like that was really cool. I was like, that's a creative,
Thank you.
thing to do there. Like, so how much of that, what percentage of your energy goes into that part of
The
what you do?
vision for the social media. I wish I had like a consistent rhythm in any way that I do things. I'm very, I kind of just intuitively like attend to things, but I obsess about them while I'm doing it. So it's like 100% of me went into that for the time that I was interested in that idea and
Right.
that vision. But at the same time, I'm spread thin from everything else. Yeah, I wish I could tell you I had a rhyme and reason, but I don't. I'm just riffing.
That was the best description of ADHD I've ever heard.
Cheers.
Well, I mean, this is us getting to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? This is why I love this shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's different. Everyone's got a story. I tell people all the time, and everyone's got a story to tell. Now, some of them aren't that interesting, and that's tragic, but others are. You know, I like to know how you got here. Like, what put you there?
I
think that's funny?
I think that's hilarious. That was an excellent insult. So classy.
I wasn't talking about you.
No, not to me.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm not even being condescending. I think that was an excellent insult, like well played. And I think that people's stories aren't boring, but the way that they describe them is boring because the right parts of them weren't fostered when they were young. They need to be
Articulation's a skill.
encouraged.
Yeah. Being able to articulate is a skill.
Storytelling.
Like when the first episode of this show, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. Like, but over time you develop that skill and you learn how to talk. You learn how to be a little instinctual and how to kind of explain. I think a lot of people struggle like explaining what's in here, like getting it from here to your mouth.
So hard.
Is hard for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you know how you feel, but you don't know how to express it and say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
If
really
you do
bad.
straight say it, everybody's like, what the fuck?
I have a really bad habit of downplaying my life because I feel like I have a pretty interesting life, the things I've done, places I've lived and stuff. But I have a really bad just be like, oh yeah, I lived in the Caribbean,
That's just
And
you
that's
trying to
it.
play cool, man. That's what that is.
That's all Bobby Swap.
No big deal.
Bob does have a
Project your
remarkably-
sultry voice, Bob.
Oh no.
You do have a remarkable calmness to you
Yes.
that I love and appreciate about you. Like
Yeah.
how you
You're very
never
humble.
seem to get very flustered.
I feel weird.
you-
Okay.
And
when you do
back
get
to
flustered,
you.
it's hilarious.
Anyway, back to her. She's the person.
No, this
that
was fun. Let's make Bob red.
Ew. my
Paint him
balls flustered red now.
Paint him
No,
red.
it's right here. It's your
Oh,
neck.
no.
Your
Oh,
neck
no.
started first.
Oh, that happens to me too.
What
That's
have you
why I
done?
wore this. That's why I wore this.
Do you still get nervous before shows?
I get nervous and I translate it into excitement because
Right
that's
on.
all you can do. I learned that a long time ago from someone. Someone taught me this. They said they said that you can't translate nerves into calm. You're just like hurting yourself. That's energy that you should use and wield. It got to go up.
Yeah, lean into it.
It's almost like a high vibrational state. Ironically, even though it's negative. So you just turn it into excitement and you're like, yeah, I do that for pain in a lot of scenarios. I'm like, I'm so excited for this laser hair removal. Let's go.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
I've actually that's something I do as well because I get nervous energy a lot. Being in front of people.
It
And I
turns
just,
into an explosion that we can hear anywhere in the building. You
Yeah.
see my fucker from anywhere in the building. You just
Because
hear-
if you repress emotions, it turns into latent irritability. Like it will become
Oh, yeah.
irritability
Yeah.
later. And I'm irritable when I'm scared and defensive and overwhelmed, or mad, or smarter than
All
people.
of the above.
Those were
well,
all
there's a
emotions
lot-
until that last one.
I'm not. I'm not smarter than people objectively. When I'm feeling in that moment
Powerful.
that I'm smarter than I'm
that's a real
frustrated.
annoying. That's a real annoying feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you feel like I don't ever want to be the smartest guy in the room because I like to learn. I like to know things. I want to, and when I have that feeling, I get annoyed.
It's
with the audience.
it's your inner protector.
Yeah.
A part of you probably had to take care of everything all the time, and you're frustrated that people can't get it together. It's
Yeah.
like this is too much responsibility on me, and it's reminding me of a time that there was way too much on me, and you need to get it together.
Yep.
But sometimes people are just in a different state of being than you are, and you should just let them cruise, you know? Like, other times, not so much. Because
well, it's good to be able to like turn those things off and on. As far as I'm concerned, my expectation of people is to do the thing that you said you're going to do, or do the thing that you're being paid to do, and we can all have fun doing it. One thing that I do my best to stay far away from is like people that are like just energy drains on you, like people like those types of people. They're really difficult to deal with, and it's even worse if it's someone that you love, that just can't seem to find a way to make positive out of negative. Those types of people are very frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
when it's people that you love, was a beautiful U-turn that you took there.
Well, everyone has family members or lifelong friends. We're all a product of our experiences, right? And the thing that people forget is that we get a choice in how we feel about it.
Yeah.
Like you might not like what just happened to you, but you don't have to like hold on to it and let it define you and let it be the
100%.
reason you're going to be a miserable person.
100%.
You can learn from that experience and make sure that you don't let it happen again. And that mentality, I think, is what separates miserable people from happy people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay.
Peace and love.
Okay. Should we wrap it up on that note?
Wow.
I just wish somebody, I don't know about you.
It's just like all the mics drops.
Yeah. Make sure that gets it real. I didn't have like a mentor growing, like no one was like showing me the way. And I get a little envious and jealous of people that have people like that in their life that are kind of showing them the ropes and like teaching them how to handle things emotionally and things like, I didn't really have that, It's one of the reasons I'm so anti-organized religion, because that was kind of like a replacement for that as a child for my family. And that didn't work.
God will feed you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need more information. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like if you have someone like that in your life, you should cherish that relationship. Did you have a mentor at all? Like,
I was also nutritionally deficient growing up, but I had, it was more like, here's the credit card, you'll be okay.
Okay, so like what do they call that? That's a therapy.
Neglect.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
understood.
Yeah, so I like on top. Yeah, again, back to what I'm saying. Like I'm privilege shaped, but people should not judge, like assume, like read the book by its cover, because things in families, the same family that you drive by their house and you're like, oh man, I wish I was them. Like look at their life. It's so cool.
Right.
Sometimes that shit is crazy, and it mind fucks you even worse because of the cognitive dissonance. At least if you go through some shit and you know that you are like a victim of society, you get to clock that and move forward, accordingly. But when you're taught that you should be so grateful for abuse, because of what it looks like on the outside, it's way harder to unwire that. So I try to remind myself of that with like people like fucking Elon Musk. It's like, why are you so crazy? Why are you hurting everybody? It's like, it's not that it's okay, but I just get curious. What the fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
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 What the fuck happened to you?
Who
Exactly.
fucked you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Excuse me. I was just going to say, it sounds like that's a recurring theme in your life. Like that's something that you've
really
struggled with for a long time.
It definitely is.
Now, has it made you choose different circles of people? Like you don't get to choose your family, but you do get to choose who you spend your time and resources with. Has that had any influence on like how you spend your time and with who?
It really damaged my ability to choose who I spend my time with because of our subconscious programming. So I would continue to choose people that were
Even though it's harmful,
doing the
it's
same
comfortable.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it was because it was more like the devil kind of thing, where like, this is what I'm used to, I can handle this, and like
Absolutely.
fear of stepping out of that cycle?
Yeah, but like I'm so heavily therapized now. And I've been therapized for years, but it takes years. And I'm finally choosing my relationships.
Good for you.
consciously, not subconsciously, and drawing boundaries, and it makes me feel like queen of the world to do that. It's like I get to decide how much I'm going to take from you, and I'm not your prisoner, because I have such bad Stockholm syndrome tendencies. But yeah.
I wonder if those boundaries, the hard part is actually setting that boundary with that person. Like when you walk away from that moment, then you're like, oh God, this is weight off my back. It feels amazing. But actually breaking or doing whatever you do have to do with that boundary. That's the hard part.
That sounds hard.
No, I struggle with setting boundaries. I totally understand that. Opening this place, people have such access to me because of like social media and stuff, and it gets overwhelming. And I've said this before. Mondays and Tuesdays, don't expect a fucking answer.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is you want from me on Monday and Tuesday, I'll see you on Wednesday.
I try not to even bother you.
And even like what we talked about before, with the way you're running it before, you can only give away so many free beers until that starts hurting you.
Yeah.
And then you got to set that boundary of like, no, I got to start paying attention to my shit.
Yeah, and prioritizing the things that matter to continue on the path you're trying to get down.
That pain that you feel though, when you set a boundary and it sucks, that's like a sign, like good on you that you did it conscientiously. Like when I set a boundary, it's automatic. I explode. It's like boom, like pulse, I didn't choose to set that. It happened. Because I have such strong defense mechanisms. I'll just fucking freak out. I don't think before it happens. You thought before it happened. Good job.
Thank you.
Well, I'll say this, for what it's worth, all of your experience and pain and trauma and everything you've experienced, it has molded this amazing talent.
Oh,
And so, like, I don't want this to come out wrong, because I don't think you should be grateful for abuse, but I would say
I know what you mean.
on some level it's made you who you are.
It's turning that
there.
energy.
Yeah,
It's turning that
and
energy
you've,
into something.
not that
Yeah.
not that anyone but you is responsible for that. Like you're the one that did that. You
Right.
took all of this
You took a
pain
negative and made it
and
positive.
turned it into
Oh,
this
that's
beautiful
sweet.
thing.
Yeah.
So I hope that on some level you can appreciate that.
Thank you for giving me that credit. I would not have done the same. I would not have differentiated that I should get some credit for what I did with the pieces. And there's so many incredible pieces. Like
we didn't even have to dig deep, and you just laid it out for everybody. You just literally just explained how to do this, like how to, and we didn't even have to go into details. So that's you're a great communicator
Thank you.
in that sense. And we're running long, I'm being told. So
Okay.
I want to wrap things up. Before we get out of here, go ahead and take this opportunity to tell everybody like where to find you and things like if anybody wants to hire you, like how would someone go about that?
Hit me up. Yeah, you can Google me, and I'm Mariah Van Kleef on Instagram. It's just my name. That's the most accessible place to find me. Yeah, I'm gonna get an assistant soon, so soon you can talk to her.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, hire me, be nice to me, love me, live, love, laugh. That's all I have to say.
And you can see Mariah here at the Rooster on select open mic nights.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. We don't have like an actual schedule yet. Right now, we're just kind of working with the availability of both you and Jade. And I want to once again thank Jade for bringing you here, because you're a great addition to what we're doing. Your energy and everything about you is so different than anything else we've got going on right now. So this is just another layer to the onion that is the Rooster, and I'm so
Thank
grateful.
you.
Yeah.
It really
Like the
lights me
weirdos.
up. It really lights me up that you're to be put on like this.
Awesome.
So I like it.
Well, thank you very much, Mariah. I appreciate it.
And good on Jade again for being a heck of a woman and being like, we can work together. Not, because vibes. A lot of times the girls. Anyways, we're wrapping up the podcast. Thanks, everybody.
No, it's a good point. Like
Yeah.
women can be catty
Yeah.
and competitive and
We're
stuff,
taught
but
that.
but
We're
she's
taught to
not.
be that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not at all. She's always really quick to be like, you need to check this person out, and she's usually right. So
Because there's no scarcity of her talent. Nobody's going to take away from what she's got. She's still going to stand tall.
Exactly.
Someone else is
Yeah,
brilliant.
you're 100% right.
Can't take
There's
away
a
from
confidence there
Yeah.
that allows you to be, humble and allows you
Yeah.
to appreciate stuff. I'd like to see a lot more artists and musicians get there.
Yeah.
But emotional maturity.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, I guess.
Who needs that?
Thanks again for doing this, Mariah.
you.
I appreciate it very much, and thank you for watching. And check us out. Now, I will say this real quick. This is going to be the last episode for a while. We are taking a break this summer. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of festivals planned, a lot of things going on Saturdays. So we're gonna highlight some past episodes through the summer, and we'll be back again in the fall. So thanks for watching. Peace and love.
Come to the festivals.